Nothing prepares you for the night a child collapses in your arms and whispers she needs help. That's what happened to me at 2 in the morning, when I found a barefoot girl on my porch, hair tangled, shaking, belly swollen far beyond her 13 years. I opened the door half asleep, ready to complain about the noise. Then I saw her face, my niece, Lily. She whispered only 2 words before her knees buckled. "Uncle, help." I caught her before she hit the concrete. She felt weightless, like someone made of bones and fear. The hospital lights were brutal, stripping all warmth from the air. When the doctor saw her condition, something in his eyes hardened. He leaned toward a nurse, murmured a few words, and within seconds, 2 officers walked into the room. "She's pregnant, very far along, and the father is probably someone close." Those words didn't just cut, they carved. Someone close. Someone in our bloodline. My mind didn't race. It sharpened, cold, precise. They tried questioning her gently, but she kept her gaze locked on the blankets. Her hands clutched the sheets until her knuckles went white. She wasn't confused. She was terrified. And terror like that comes from someone familiar. I sat outside her room, back straight, jaw locked. Rage pressed against my ribs, but I buried it deep. Rage is loud. Loud men make mistakes. I needed silence. I needed clarity. My brother, her father, walked in a short while later. Mark. Hair messy, breath sour with old liquor, eyes acting shocked just a little too hard. "Who did this to her?" His voice cracked, but his hands were trembling in a way I'd seen before, the way they used to when he lied to our mother. When the doctor mentioned DNA testing, Mark's jaw tightened, and his eyes flashed with something he hoped I didn't catch. But I did. Denial rose in me at first. He was my brother. Childhood memories, scraped knees, shared secrets. But behind those memories were shadows, his drinking, his temper, the way Lily never smiled when he entered a room. Her silence tonight wasn't random. It had a target. I didn't accuse him. Accusations warn predators. Instead, I stayed with Lily every hour I could. I helped with forms, waded through scans, brought her water, sat quietly beside her bed until her breathing softened. At first, she barely looked at me. Then slowly, her eyes began to steady when they met mine. Not trust, not yet, but the start of it. While she healed, I worked. Phone logs, old bills, bank slips from Mark's desk when he wasn't home. Reservations, he said, were work trips. Midnight charges he never explained. I talked to neighbors, her teachers, anyone who noticed how she'd grown quieter, thinner, more afraid over the past months. Little pieces fell into place, forming a picture I wished I could unsee. I ordered a private DNA kit, packaged neat and clinical, 1 swab from her, 1 from him. I told Mark it was for the police. He believed me, or pretended to. The results arrived in a plain white envelope early one cold morning. I opened it alone. No gasp, no shout. Just my jaw tightening as the truth settled. Mark was the father. My brother. The man who once shared a bedroom wall with me. The man who had destroyed his own child's life. When he came home that night, I placed the report on the kitchen table. No explanation, no emotion. He read it once, then again. I could see excuses lining up in his throat like a parade. "It's not." I raised a hand. He went silent. For the first time in his life, he looked afraid of me. A soft voice drifted from down the hallway. "Lily," fragile but brave enough to finally speak. "Don't lie, Dad. Please." And just like that, his entire world collapsed. Not because of the test. Not because of the police. Because the child he hurt found the strength to name what he was. I made 1 call to the detective assigned to the case. "I have the results. Come tonight." When officers knocked on the door, Mark tried to bolt through the back. I stepped into his path, arms folded, calm as stone. He begged with his eyes not for forgiveness, but for the old version of me who used to protect him. That version was gone. He was arrested without a struggle. Lily watched from the hallway, tears slipping down her cheeks, but for the first time, they weren't tears of fear. They were tears of release. Weeks later, the trial lit up headlines. Neighbors whispered, cowworkers stared. Mark shrank in that courtroom until he looked like a man made of dust. I felt no pity, only clarity. I hadn't lost a brother that night. I'd lost him years ago, long before Lily came to my door, barefoot and broken. What I saved was a child who deserved a life untouched by his darkness. I walked out of the courthouse colder than I'd ever been, but certain of one truth. Blood doesn't make family. Love does. And protection, real protection, comes from the ones who refuse to look away when monsters live inside their own house.